For 75 years, the United Nations has been hailed as the great hope for the future of mankind. It may have already run out of its utility, and its actions are not helping its case. Way too often has the United Nations played to the galleries. Problems have been put on pause, and praises are sung of otherwise despotic nations. The current United Nations chief is in Pakistan doing exactly this. Antonio Guterres is on a 4-day visit to Islamabad, his first visit to the country as the United Nations Secretary General. Promises of sustainable development and peacekeeping are being made to him. There were seminars on climate change, which is all very well. The United Nations Secretary General also visited the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. But the biggest headline came out of a conference on Afghan refugees, a conference that he attended. Around 3 million Afghans live in substandard conditions in Pakistan. The sole aim of this conference was to highlight the need for international support to reintegrate these refugees. But what did the UN chief do? Speaking at the conference, he ironically praised Pakistan's generosity. Listen to this.
40 years, despite Pakistan's own challenges, Pakistan has sheltered and protected Afghan refugees with limited support from the international community. I can testify to this. Having served as High Commissioner for Refugees, I always found in Pakistan a reliable and generous partner.
A reliable and generous partner, he says. Even the most radical of voices in Afghanistan will disagree with such an assertion. For decades, Pakistan has been the foremost exporter of terrorism in Afghanistan. A statement such as this is an insult to Afghanistan's very efforts to combat terror. The footprints of several major terror attacks on Afghan soil have been traced back to Pakistan. Pakistani generals have sponsored terror through their brutal proxies, the Taliban and the Haqqani network. The history of this militant sponsorship is long. Let me give you some examples that stand out. 1996, Pakistan openly recognized and supported the Taliban as it rose to power in Afghanistan. 2001, key Taliban terrorists were rescued and resettled in Pakistan following the 9/11 attacks in the US. And 2011, the leader of Al-Qaeda, Osama bin Laden, was found hiding in Abbottabad in Pakistan. Even the United States views Pakistan largely through the lens of the war and militancy in Afghanistan. As for the refugees, the UN chief is highly mistaken when he says that Pakistan has sheltered them. Time and again, reports have surfaced about horrors of Pakistan's repatriation of refugees. For years, Pakistan has been building pressure on Afghanistan to take these people back. Some headlines confirming this reverse exodus are on your screens. Antonio Guterres may want to see these images too. These are from a makeshift settlement of Afghan refugees. This is a short drive away from the 5-star hotel where the UN chief testified to Pakistan's generosity. This is the opposite of generous. These refugee camps are no worse than slums.
It will
be very good if peace returns to our country, if a truce is made with the Taliban and stability comes to our land, then we can go from here to our country. We want to study there. We want to spend happy, peaceful lives there.
The United Nations chief's statement is problematic. Fleeting comments about generosity may get him some brownie points from the audience of the country that he's visiting. It's the oldest trick in the book. But it's unfortunate coming from the United Nations chief. From the way Pakistan sees this, the UN chief has absolved it from any accountability for its wrongdoings. And do not be surprised if you find Imran Khan using these remarks in his rallies in the days ahead. Now, we're also just getting inputs that Pakistan could likely remain on the anti-terror finance watchdog FATF's grey list. The 39-member body met in Paris today to discuss the risk rating for Pakistan and Iran, and sources say that Pakistan may have once again avoided the blacklist with the support of Turkey and Malaysia and, of course, China. But we cannot confirm this at the moment. Remember, blacklisting by the FATF means a blow for Pakistan's economic reforms program. An official statement is likely to be issued tomorrow. We're tracking this story very closely for you.